Today, we want Bama might be changing. We got Kansas versus Texas, our game of the week, and spring football might be changing yet again. Welcome to a beautiful Saturday, September 30th, last day in September. Awesome, I'm Braden Slater. It's a beautiful day in college football. Yeah, not really key marquee matchups today, but we got some good ball games today. The Big 12's got a good one today. The top three in the Big 12 are playing each other. Well, we got number 3 Kansas versus number 1 Texas in the Big 12. Gonna be a huge game. And how long had you seen Kansas up there? That's not a basketball game. That's a football game. Yeah. And we're gonna start off today with some breaking news. The USFL and XFL are merging to form one league. Yes, the Spring League is going to change once again. Are they ever going to get things right? Probably not. But this looks pretty promising. But the USFL is owned by Fox. The XFL is owned by The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, and his wife, with partner with ESPN. So this merge will be pretty interesting because it will bring Fox, ESPN, and NBC all broadcasting rights to this new league. What the new league going to be called? Is it going to be called the USFL, the XFL, or the UNSL is what I heard. Anyway, there's still work in progress. We'll probably learn about it closer as we get to the new year. But I got your weekday scoreboards for you. Once again, I record this before the Friday night games, so all these games are about Friday night football. So Louisville and NC State, what a game that was last night. Even though I didn't see it and I'm recording it before it happened, what a game. Also, the big one last night, number 10 Utah versus number 19 Oregon State. There is the final score. I had Utah winning this game. I expected it to be a close game. If it was, well, my prediction for this game is going to be right. Or my recap for this, yeah, what a win for Utah. Wow, what a score that is. And then Cincinnati and BYU, the first time these two are playing each other in the Big 12. Friday Night Lights, that was. Yeah, there's the final score in that game. All right, got some more headlines for you. Yes, Travis Hunter, Colorado player, he goes bowling with Henry Blackburn, the guy that knocked him out, sent him to the hospital. That's probably a weird way for me to put that, but anyway, the guy that made the unintentional hit on him that caused him to miss the last 2 games, and I think he's expected to be out again this week. This might be the last week he's been out. I really haven't heard much about if he's going to play or not. Today against USC, last I heard is he is ruled out. But good to see that he's playing bowling with the person that got him injured, nearly killed him. Yeah, got him injured, yeah. And then Michigan State has officially, after rumors all summer and all the last couple of weeks, Michigan State has officially fired Mel Tucker. And guess what? He is filing legal actions because he's like, I don't get it. Why are you guys firing me? There's no reason for you guys to fire me. He doesn't, he's like very confused of like why he's being fired. And yet his team is 2-2. Yeah, and he's not being fired because of his record, which that probably might have something to do with it. But I'll have more talk about that on Hot Seat tomorrow night. So, and some playoff talk with apparently they're just now thinking about this, but I mean, there's been a little talk about the playoff changing with the Pac-12 falling apart, but they really haven't been serious until now. So they're putting the hold on expanding the Pac-12 to 12 teams because the Pac-12 is falling apart. Here's the thing. The new 12-team playoff starts next season, and they're saying, oh, we're going to put that on a hold now. After saying that it's starting next year. Yeah. What's it? What does the Pac-12 have to delay it? Come on. All right. Kansas and Texas. Kansas is ranked. Last time Kansas came into Houston, they won. They're a lot better team now. They are ranked this time. Texas is a lot better team this time. They're in the top 3. This is going to be the most hyped game this week. Tonight. Well, really this afternoon. 2:30 on ABC. But this is going to be quite a ball game to watch because it will tell us, can Texas compete with the good team? Because this is going to be Texas' really first good team since Alabama. And will he prove, is Kansas really the team to look after in the Big 12? Well, here's some key players to watch in this game. Kansas quarterback, Jalen Daniels. He's 56 for 75, 75%. He's gone for 705 yards for the season. He's thrown for 5 touchdowns. He has 1 interception of the year, and we're about, what, week 4, week 5 now? So, yeah, we're in week 5 now, so that's really not that bad. Quinn Ewers, he has 0 interceptions, not bad. 9 touchdowns, over 1,000 yards. His passing is 72 for 100. He passed for 112 yards. Tell me that Texas is not all in the air, but his percentage is 64, but he has thrown more balls in the air. Alright, look at the Big 12 standing. Number 5 is TCU. Number 4 is K-State. Number 3 is Texas. Yeah, Texas is number 3 according to ESPN. Number 2 is Oklahoma, and number 1 is Kansas. Keep in mind, this is according to ESPN standings. Yeah, I would have had Texas at 1, Oklahoma at 2, Kansas at 3. That's the way I would have seen it. Anyway, the Big 12's got a couple of key games to watch. West Virginia and TCU, they are both trying to make a statement. They are both, well, TCU, first runner-up last year. Not the same team they were this year, but they still have a competing chance for the Big 12. But West Virginia really hasn't been, again, a good team lately. They're both 3-1. The winner of this game can make a statement in their conference saying, we're still here, we're still fighting for a chance to win a conference championship. Baylor and UCF, that's going to be quite a ball game to match. They're both, well, UCF is a good team, newcomer coming in. Baylor, I don't know where they are at. They didn't show up this year. But Iowa State and Oklahoma, don't sleep on Iowa State. They might be not a good team this year, but Matt Campbell knows how to beat that team. 6 o'clock on FS1. That's going to be quite a ball game to match because Iowa State probably got one of the best defense in the Big 12. But we all know your defense will show up because Iowa State's got no offense at all. The question will be Oklahoma's offense versus Iowa State's defense in that ball game. All right, let's take a look at the ACC. Number 5 in the ACC, we got, is it NC State? That's not that bad. Number 4, North Carolina. All right. Number 3 is Duke. Okay, I see you. Number 2 is, Louisville is 2. Wow. Florida State is at 1. Wow, Clemson is not even in the top 5. Louisville is at 2. And this is based on conference standings, not their overall. So that is a big one. And here's the key one to look after. Clemson and Syracuse. Syracuse is not a bad team. They are undefeated. They're 4-0 right now. Clemson, got that loss to Florida State. They didn't look too bad against Florida State, but they got a lot of miscommunications and a lot of problems, simple problems that are fixable. And I think Dallas Guido, I think by the end of the year he'll have those fixed, but Clemson, they're on the edge right now. That's going to be quite a ball game to watch. Notre Dame and Duke, as ESPN calls Gameday's there right now. This is gonna be a really big one. North Carolina, Notre Dame coming off the unexpected loss, a game that they should have won, but apparently they like playing 10 players instead of 11 to Ohio State. But Duke is at home. This is a classic basketball matchup. I cannot wait to watch that. And then the other ACC games, not even worth mentioning. I'm not even going to watch these games. They're at the bottom of the barrel. Virginia versus Boston College, 1 o'clock on the CW. Yep, the CW, yet again, getting another terrible game. And then Pitt and Virginia Tech, 10 o'clock on ACC Network. Why am I even talking about these games? Why am I talking about the ACC has no games this week. I mean, they just got Clemson and Syracuse and Notre Dame and Duke. That's all they had this week. Out of all these ACC games, no wonder why teams want to lead the ACC. No one wants to be competitive in the ACC. Well, I mean, Miami's got a bye week. I mean, they're good, but they got a bye week. But, yeah, the ACC doesn't look too good right now. No wonder why teams want to. The Big Ten we go. Here are the Big Ten standings. This is a combined standing of the two divisions. Number 5 is Ohio State. Number 4 is Michigan. Wait a minute. There are 3 teams better than Michigan and Ohio State right now, according to ESPN. That's Maryland, Wisconsin. Wisconsin has a better chance of beating Michigan and Ohio State. And Penn State's up there. Now, I'm not too surprised about Penn State, but they're at 1. Yes. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I think I might start doing my own conference standings for next week, because I do not agree with those at all. Come on, ESPN. I know you do it based on records, conference records, but that is terrible. Indiana playing Maryland. Now, that's going to be a game to watch. I expected Indiana to be a good a team to watch in the Big Ten this year, but they are not living up to my expectations. But on the road, yeah, they're not winning this game. Michigan State and Iowa. That's going to be not a key game to watch at all. Yeah, once again, another throw this conference out of the door because, Michigan State just fired their head coach. Iowa, well, they need to score some offense, and I think we'll definitely see some offense there. And don't forget to check out Down and Distance on Saturday. Check out their offense point tracker. Alright, the Pac-12. What does the Pac-12 have for us? The Washington State at 5. Okay. Washington at 4. Number 3 is Utah. Number 2 is Oregon. And number 1 is likely USC. Yep, yeah, I'm likely down with this standings. Yeah, this is not too bad. This is not that bad of a standing, mainly because I think that Oregon and Utah are better than USC. But, yeah, again, USC does have an extra win. All right, speaking of USC, they got a good game. This just not too far from now. I get Colorado. Yeah, 9 a.m. and local time. 9 a.m. local time for this game. Yeah, what a game this is gonna be. I think USC's gonna completely blow them out of the water, but you never know. Washington State and Arizona, another game. Arizona's not that bad of a team right now. I would love to see. This is really a true test. I know Arizona's not a top 10 team, but Arizona's good enough where we could actually see what Washington is made out of. Too bad it's on the Pac-12 network at 9 o'clock, so I won't be able to see that game. Once again, another reason why I haven't talked about Washington this year is the Pac-12 not giving them national credit. Arizona State and California, 2 o'clock. Are all the games on the Pac-12 network this week? Wow. And then Oregon and Stanford. Yeah, I mean, no wonder why the Pac-12 falling apart. They go undefeated non-conference, and they are still getting not national broadcast. Yeah. Why am I even doing an episode this week? The games are really pretty terrible, except for maybe one game in each conference is good, and then all the other games are terrible. What is up with the scheduling today? Man, the schedules are terrible. Alright. Yeah, so yeah, there's the Pac-12 games. Yeah, Oregon for sure win. I think California, they're at home. I'm going to go with the win there. The SEC, now, will the SEC let me down? Probably not. The SEC is always very competitive. Florida is number 5. Alabama is at 4. Number 3 is Kentucky. Number 2 is Georgia. Who's number 1? Who's higher? LSU is higher than Georgia. Wow, keep in mind this is combined the both divisions. Dang. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do my own standings for each conferences. Because those are terrible. Alright, Florida and Kentucky. 11 o'clock ESPN. Gonna be a good matchup because Kentucky is a not that bad of a team. They can knock off an upset, and they're at home. Florida is my Cinderella team in the SEC. They win this game. They prove a point that they are potentially a good team and could potentially go to the SEC championship game. But LSU and Ole Miss stand in their way at 5 o'clock on ESPN. Finally, the SEC doesn't let me down. The SEC's got some good ball games. This is going to be a good one. This one is going to be this one's going to be a classic. This is going to be a classic game this year. They both got the offense. Do they have the defense? LSU does. Ole Miss got some work, but I do think Ole Miss defense has improved over the years. Lane Kiffin is slowly getting the defense better, but no doubt that they will have the offense. Georgia and Auburn. Boy, is that a good game. Auburn, not that bad. They're just like Kentucky and Arizona. They may not be ranked. They may not have national talk. Just like Oklahoma, too, as well. But Oklahoma is undefeated. But they could potentially pull up an upset on Georgia. They're really Georgia's first real true test on the road. It's South Carolina and Tennessee. South Carolina has had their ups and downs in the past this season. But Tennessee, they're not the same Tennessee they were last year. Yeah, they don't have Henderson Hooker anymore. But they still got pretty decent defense, and their offense isn't too bad as well. So that's going to be quite a game matchup to watch. Ohio State still at number 1 in my rankings. Florida State still at 2. Number 3, I still have Georgia. Who do I have in my 4, 5, and 6? Do I make any changes? I move Oregon up to 6. Up a couple spots. I still have Penn State at 4 and Michigan at 5. So really not much change in my top 6, except for I move Oregon in there. If you compare my top 6, or if you compare my top 10 this week to my top 10 in the preseason, really not much change. And also, Ohio State, Florida State have both played some big opponents. Now we're getting into conference play now, so they're eventually gonna have to play some teams, and probably some moving around is gonna go on. But yeah, Ohio State and Florida State both had their tough opponents already, and that's the reason why I have them at 1 and 2. Penn State and Georgia, they're coming up. Michigan's coming up. Oregon's had theirs. They made their impression last week. The AP has had Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Ohio State. Yeah, they moved them back up in the top 4 after dropping them out slowly but surely. Florida State, I really don't see why they dropped them. They have their good win that Georgia, Michigan, and Texas are all missing. Well, I mean, Georgia and Michigan were missing, and Penn State slowly moved back up there. I don't get why they dropped Florida State out. I really think Ohio State and Florida State both deserve in the top 4 at the moment, because those are the 2 teams in this picture, in the AP picture, that has had a good win. The Heisman watch. This one is the same one as I had last week. Sam Hartman, yeah, they fell short, but it was really the defense fault that they lost that game. But Sam Hartman was quite impressive. Michelle Pinsey, I'm not even going to pronounce that last name. I know I'm going to mess it up. Still a player to watch for Washington. J.J. McCarty, no doubt a good player. Jordan Travis, what a player he is for Florida State. And Dylan Gabriel, what a player he is. He is probably the most completed passes. Now, he's talented. I'll give him credit to that. But he's not like a Baker Mayfield or a Sam Bradford or a couple of the formal, or a Caleb Williams, but he is controlling the ball very well. And again, these are just in alphabetical order. I don't have them in a particular like rankings or whatever. I just have them in alphabetical order, and these are just some key players that I'm keeping an eye on this week. And I know it's the same guys I had last week as well, but yeah, things could change. We got some good matchups for some of them this week with Sam Hartman at Duke, Washington at Arizona. All right, let's check out some NFL headlines. All right, the Saints quarterback Derek Carter is day-to-day as he's recovering from a right shoulder injury. So that's going to be a major impact on I forgot who the Saints are playing tomorrow. There are so many games I have to keep track of. But, yeah, I'm pulling it up right now. Oh, yeah, the Saints are playing the Buccaneers tomorrow, noon on Fox. I'll probably be talking about that game here in a minute on my scoreboard. Or my games to look for to tomorrow. But, yeah, that's a big loss for the Saints if he's not able to play tomorrow. All right, Thursday Night Football kind of surprised me. I know the Lions, well, I've been hearing that they have one of the best defense in the NFL. I don't think they have one to beat, but I think it's really just a rumor that they have one of the best defense in the NFL. Was certainly last year, but their offense really hasn't been there. This year is kind of the other way around, or it's kind of in the middle, but they did pull up a big upset, or I don't know if it's much an upset, but for me, I'm really thinking an upset. I can't believe they won that game. They beat the Packers 34-20. And here's some other key games to watch. Where are we now? Week 4 in the NFL now? Yeah, the Dolphins versus the Bills. Yeah, these are 2 really good teams. Yeah, a team that put up 70 points last week, and against a team that has really good defense. At noon on CBS, and then again, the game I was just talking about, the Buccaneers versus the Saints. Noon on Fox, wherever if you can watch it in your area. Again, I know that the NFL is still weird. They're still doing the local areas. I think that all the local stations should play it on, and, they should be on other networks so everyone can watch all the games, just like college can. But, yeah, NFL is still in the 19th century, I guess, even though we're in the 21st century. And then we got the Commanders, Redskins, whatever you want to call it, versus the Eagles. And then the big one tonight. Well, not the big one tonight. The big one tomorrow night-ish. Really not that, but Taylor Swift will be there. The Chiefs versus the Jets, 7:20 on NBC. That's going to be quite a ball game for the Chiefs. It's going to get amazing ratings just because Taylor Swift is down there. Alright, let's check out our schedule lineup. Hot seat. Tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I got a good one. What coaches are on the hot seat? Jimbo Fisher up there, like I always been last year. I think it was every month I was talking about it. In the Slateport podcast, I got a good I got two topics, but depending on this week's results, what I'm going to talk about Monday at 6. And then your full weekend college football NFL recap will be on Tuesday at 6. Basketball is back on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I'm going to give you your little NBA preview on that. Little special show. And then if you haven't already, check out our website for the latest news, scores, stats, etc. That's all going around the network here on Busy Sports. Alright, I love to make fun of blowout or shootout, so my week 5 joke of the week. Who is my ranked team gonna completely annihilate this week? This game shouldn't even be on the schedule, even though they are first time this year I'm doing a conference game. Even though they're inside their own conference, they should not be scheduling this. Penn State, Big Ten. Why did you schedule Penn State to schedule Northwestern? No doubt Penn State is going to blow them out of the water. I am 4-0 in Joke of the Week. I have never lost Joke of the Week, and I will never will. I love doing this segment because I know I'm never going to lose, and if I do, well, I know the media will make fun of me. Alright, it's time for my favorite segment. Time for the auction! Let's start with the NFL. Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the New Orleans Saints. This is going to be a big one to pay very attention to because we know the Saints are having quarterback issues right now with their Derek Carter day-to-day. Is he going to play? Is he not? I haven't really heard much about if he's going to play or not. But we know Baker Mayfield will for sure be playing that game Sunday. And I got the Buccaneers rolling, ready to go to get that win. Next ball game up, sticking with the NFL. Commanders versus the Eagles. Pay very close attention to this game because the Eagles, not really Cinderella story. Why was I even saying Cinderella? But Super Bowl run is on the line. I got the Eagles, no doubt, winning this game. For sure, they are winning this game, no doubt. Yeah, I am not picking the Commanders until they change their name back to Redskins. That's how much I miss that name. Commanders is such a stupid name anyway. And the NFL Game of the Week. At noon on CBS, the Dolphins versus the Bills. This is going to either be, I think it's going to be offense. There's going to be no defense at all. Well, I mean, I think there will be some defense in the first quarter, but all 3 of the other quarters, it's going to be all offense, and the Dolphins will own the offense in this game. It won't be 70 points, though. I will say that. Now on to college football. Yeah, I'm starting off with this one to get this one out of the way. Colorado, as much as I would love to pull off this upset, I know USC is going to win this game. They are for sure, but this is going to be a good test to see, does USC have defense or not? They probably don't, so it's going to be a shootout. I know that. There will be points scored. Florida versus Kentucky, 11 o'clock on ESPN. What is it kicking off? And just not too far, 30 minutes from now. Gonna be a good game to watch. Good game, good test of the SEC. Maybe have a shot at potentially a run at Georgia or Alabama or LSU or Ole Miss, the top runners in the SEC. I got Florida winning this ball game. Again, I've been hyping up Florida all season long. The ACC, this is going to be a key matchup. I talked about this game last year. No doubt Clemson's got this in the bag. But they are at home. They are on the road against the 4-0 Syracuse team who really hasn't been talked about much. That I talked about a little bit in my rankings. But I think Clemson will. Yeah, I got Clemson getting an upset. Clemson, to me, is an underdog. And I have them winning this ball game. South Carolina, on the other hand, they are the underdog in this game. Are they going to pull off the upset on the road here? They could. I think they potentially have a chance, but it all depends on if Spencer Rattler plays his game. But I think he will, but it's going to be hard to shut down that Tennessee's offense. They are going to be electric in that game tonight. Both offense, I think, will be electric, so it'll be a true test to see which side. I think the winner will be which side gets a defensive stop. West Virginia and TCU. Gonna be a good matchup tonight. Can't wait to see this one, mainly because it was surely see what did the bottom of the Big 12 give us. We need the Big 12 better. Come on, Big 12. The Big 12 is all riding on this game to see if we can see some competitiveness in the Big 12. Washington and Arizona. I don't think I've featured Arizona ever, and well, it's been a couple years since I've ever talked about Arizona on American Game Day, but again, no one will be watching it because it'll be on Pac-12 Network at 9 o'clock. I have Washington winning this game close. It'll probably be Washington's first close game of the season, but again, I still won't know because it's not on TV. Georgia and Auburn, 2:30 on CBS. Gonna be a good matchup in the SEC. Georgia's first true game this year, and it's a road game, so they're gonna have some challenges. And I gotta say, if Georgia's gonna win this game, they have to show up in the first half with something that we haven't seen Georgia do this year. If Georgia really wants to be the #1 team, they have to be dominated in the first quarter. Not the first quarter, the first drive, if they want to be #1 in my rankings, for sure. LSU and Ole Miss. These two teams are hot in the SEC. They really have been, they're really tired of losing to Georgia and Alabama, but the winner of this game has their chance of knocking one of those two or both of them out later in the season. I really don't know which one they're playing, but I will know that the winner of this game has a chance. Well, I know that Ole Miss already lost to Alabama, but I don't know if any of them have Georgia on their schedule. But Notre Dame and Duke. Duke coming off of an impressive year. They are, I think, 4-0 now. They are looking really good in the ACC. Very, very competitive. Notre Dame coming off their loss to Ohio State. I think that they will get this win. Sam Hartman will get things together. And before we talk about our big game of the week, I'm already hyping up the Red River rivalry for next week. Next week, 11 o'clock on ABC, Oklahoma versus Texas. This is the best rivalry ever, and it is back, and it's here to stay. For the last year in the Big 12 and for the future of the SEC, no doubt, this is going to be a huge game. This might come to be the most classic Red River showdown. And now our game of the week, Kansas versus Texas. This is a hard one to pick because if y'all remember what happened 2 years ago, or the last time Kansas came into Austin, yeah, it wasn't pretty for Texas. And guess what? I think it was a walk-on that scored a game-winning touchdown, or a touchdown that helped Kansas win that game. But I think Texas will be ready. I am 3-1 this year, and I am about to move to 4-1. I got Texas winning this ball game. All right, enjoy your Saturday, and I got a big show planned for next Saturday. See you guys next time.